Finally, there's a reason to get a foldable in 2026. Can you believe that 64% of people still wouldn't consider buying a foldable phone, and only a mere 3% of people actually own a foldable phone in 2026? So, can Samsung change that? Recently, we went to a briefing where Samsung unveiled their brand new passport-shaped fold, which is called the Galaxy Z Fold8. Kind of confusing because now the standard slimmer foldable design is being called the Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra. So what are the differences between the two phones? And do you actually need the Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra if you already own the Galaxy Z Fold7? So we'll start with the highlight, which is the Galaxy Z Fold8, the passport-shaped one. Everybody was obsessing over this. There isn't anything like it right now in the foldable space. We have heard other brands who are doing a passport-shaped foldable, but Samsung is the first one to officially launch it. I noticed that it is definitely wider and shorter. Actually really light and really easy to hold in your hand. Felt like it was kind of snug, so it didn't feel awkward. But for Naeem, he felt like it was a bit awkward for him to hold in his hand because he's just not used to it, I guess. It feels very different compared to a bar phone. So they've actually improved the cover screen performance this time round as compared to the Z Fold7. The peak brightness is slightly higher this time round. The refresh rate is 120 Hz, so it feels very smooth when you're using it. But the inner display, however, was not what I expected. So when you play a video on the cover screen, the whole screen is like filled up, which is good. But then when you open it, it doesn't fill up all the way. So it doesn't feel as immersive. You still get that wasted real estate at the top and the bottom. Even though you still get that black border on the side, when you pinch to zoom, it probably won't crop as much on something like the Fold8 Ultra where the black borders are bigger on that screen. So next up we have the camera. The Galaxy Fold8 has a dual camera setup. It doesn't have a telephoto lens. It has a 50 megapixel wide and a 50 megapixel ultra wide. But one thing to note, when you take a photo with the Galaxy Fold8, it actually fills up the entire screen, both in the cover screen and on the inner display. So when you take a selfie with it folded, you can see the whole thing really nice. And when you open, you preview it, it fills up the entire screen, which is nice, I think, which is kind of satisfying. But then when you compare it to the Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra, I would say there's more similarities between the two devices than differences. The performance is the same. It has the same chipset as the Galaxy S26 Ultra, so I think you can expect the same kind of performance if you already own the phone. The battery on the Galaxy Z Fold8 is just slightly smaller than the Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra. The charging speeds are almost the same actually, and they charge up pretty fast. The Galaxy Z Fold8 I think can get up to 63% in 30 minutes, which is pretty fast, I'd say. The biggest difference between the two devices is the camera setup. On the Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra, there's a 3-camera system, 200 megapixel main camera, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 10 megapixel telephoto. Triple camera setup versus a dual camera setup. It'll be interesting to see how these two compare. So is the Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra worth upgrading from the Galaxy Z Fold7? It has the same unfolded and folded dimensions, weight, and display size as the previous generation. The chipset is different, the peak brightness is different. The battery is bigger this time around. You still don't get S Pen support, which is the same as the Galaxy Z Fold7. The biggest upgrade is the ultra wide camera, which is now 50 megapixels, up from 12 megapixels from the previous generation. And the Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra also comes with APV, making it the first foldable to have the APV codec. So is the Galaxy Z Fold8 worth getting? Without knowing the price, I do feel like the Galaxy Z Fold8 is a really good way for people to experience what it's like to have a foldable phone. Personally, I really like it because you get that immersive screen, which is really nice. I personally really enjoy that. When you open it up, it feels like a mini tablet, so multitasking would be really great. I love reading, so I feel like that would be really ideal for me. And lastly, it's really light. It's crazy to me that I get a mini tablet in my pocket. I think that's crazy. So it's a good way for people to enjoy foldable phones if you've never had a foldable. And oh, by the way, there's also the Galaxy Z Flip8. It's the same camera as the Flip7, the same peak brightness as the Flip7, the same charging speed, the same battery, 4,300 milliamp per hour. The chipset is different. It is the same Exynos chipset. It is slightly lighter than the Z Flip7. So not much upgrades hardware-wise, but there are some improvements to the Now brief, where besides understanding context, text and offering suggestions, you can now edit the info that you see on screen. And also there's Horizon Lock, which is coming to the Z Flip 8, which is fun. We got to try it out at the event. So that's it from me. That's my first impressions on the new Samsung Z series foldable phones. Based on what you guys learned today, will you guys consider getting the Galaxy Z Fold 8, the passport one? I know, so confusing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.